There is a saying in IT industry, it is a very well-known practice, which is your hands-on experience, your real-life practical experience will matter 10 times more than your theoretical knowledge or what you just know. But my question is, what can you do to think like a developer, to think like an engineer, instead of just a coder who is just doing random codes or copy paste? How to think like, what is that mindset change? What is that mentality that you need to bring to take your skills, to take your journey to the next level? Let me explain. To be honest, there isn't a rocket science. Like, it isn't a rocket science, or there isn't anything hard about it. There is only one thing that we need to take care of. And that is, you need to focus a lot more towards how many problems you are able to solve. That's all. All of the successful developers that I have seen in my life, my colleagues or my friends who are really successful and at a really good position in different companies, they all have one thing in common, which is once they learned something, let's say from YouTube, from some sort of course or something like that, the one question that they all asked themselves, what is the real application of this particular knowledge? Where can I apply this? Give me problems so that I can apply this knowledge and actually understand what the hell is going on. This is one thing that will separate you from all of the developers, which is you need to think like somebody who loves to solve problem, not like somebody who says, I know this, I know this, I know that. Because trust me, there are a lot of developers who will watch tutorials, who will take courses one by one, who will go in depth of tutorial hell, and they will think that they know a lot. But if and when the actual problem is given to them, like some project or some module, some features is given to them to develop, they are absolutely zero. And that is why it is very important in IT industry. I don't know about other industry because I don't have expertise, so I cannot comment. But at least in IT industry, you may know a lot of different languages, you may have a lot of different skills. But if you have coded something, if you have built something in only one language, that one language is something that everybody will think is your expertise. Others, it's just potential. There is no expertise, there is no proven theory, there is nothing. So, unless you have this mentality that you are actually applying your knowledge to solve problems, you are resolving real life issues, you are resolving bugs, you are applying that knowledge into real life code, you actually have nothing. Like, plain knowledge, bookish knowledge is for books only. It's not for real life software engineers. Real life software engineers, they have one thing, that is, instead of just pure knowledge, they have turned that knowledge into something which they can call as wisdom, which they can call as I know something by heart. It's not that I have learnt it and only I have kept it in my mind. No, I have learnt it, but then I have applied it so many times that I know it by heart, and if I just have a look at it, I will be able to at least have an overall idea where can I find the bug, or where is the pain spot, where should I look for to resolve this issue. That is what separates them from all of the average developers. So that is why if you really want to think like a software engineer, somebody who will grow in their life, instead of thinking just like an average coder, instead of thinking to watch more videos, to spend more time in YouTube and stuff, think more about, I have learned one thing, how can I make sure this one thing I am able to get so thoroughly through my head that I can resolve any problem which is based with this problem, with this particular theory. So let's say, probably just give you an example, let's say you know how to handle states. There you should have this idea in your mind that instead of just knowing states, how can I make sure that I can apply this knowledge of states to solve different sorts of problem. There is something that I truly believe, which I think people take it in a negative way, or in a not so people don't come across this particular idea, but I think is very crucial. That is, we all think that brute force is a bad method, and in some way brute force is bad, but there is one case in which brute force can actually help you, which is if you have limited knowledge, if you don't know a lot, can you apply that limited knowledge and still solve the problem? I feel, not only I feel, I know that is a tremendous achievement to have, which is, you know, whatever you have learned in so much depth, that even if you don't know the most optimal solution, even if you don't have the most efficient knowledge required to solve that problem, to resolve that issue, you still find a way to solve that issue. Maybe not the most efficient way, but still you find a way through which you can resolve an issue with the limited amount of knowledge that you have. That just shows that you have your fundamentals clear, you have your basics clear. Because even think about it, if you, obviously I'm not saying that you should always do it, no, you should also go ahead and learn the most optimal way. You should increase your knowledge, you should continuously upgrade your experience and do the most optimistic thing. That is correct. But it is not possible to know everything all at once. And obviously most of the people are not gonna know everything from the beginning. Everybody will have to start somewhere. But let's say I give you a problem today which requires a separate sort of technology or separate sort of knowledge to give the solutions in an optimized manner. But whatever knowledge you have already taken, you can also solve it, maybe not in a force, or maybe not the most optimal way. If you cannot even give me a brute force solution, the impression that you are giving in different sorts of interview, or the chances of you cracking an interview, is becoming absolutely zero. If you actually give the effort and try to resolve it with any brute force, then at least you will be able to convey to the interviewer, you will be able to convey to your seniors that I didn't know, please guide me, I will be able to resolve it. But until that point where I get that particular knowledge, I get that most efficient way, I still have my fundamentals clear so that I can deliver a solution which works right now. And I feel that is a tremendous achievement. I feel that is a very good mentality to have, which is, yes, I will gain more knowledge, I will improve, but till then, whatever knowledge I have gotten, I know it by heart and I can apply it to resolve some sort of, like, any issues, even let's say those issues which people think that may not be solved from other technologies or other methods. So with this thing, I will say, if you really want to get out of course or YouTube hell or watching tutorial hell, start applying your knowledge in building something. Build small things, build products, build your own projects, and trust me, your progress as a software engineer will skyrocket in no time. Thanks.